Welcome to Unshakable with Human Design, the show dedicated to helping entrepreneurs use human design to shift from hustle to flow without sacrificing results. Come here to become an unshakable human and build an unshakable business according to your human design. I'm your host, Nicole. Hello and welcome to Unshakable with Human Design, everybody. I'm your host, Nicole, and we're here. It's 2025. I know this isn't our first episode. We did do the transit episode, but I'm still kind of in disbelief that we are in this new year, that 2025 is here. How has the time gone by so fast? But here we are, and I'm excited for it. So last year, we did a little New Year's episode all about the vibe for the new year for each of the human design types. And everybody liked it so much, I thought we would do it again this year. So we're going to do it for this year, for 2025. This is the vibe for each of the human design types this year. Okay. Now, I want to preface this by saying that we are going to have an episode on human design has its own new year. So the human design start of the year doesn't actually start until this year. It falls, I believe it's the 22nd of January. I have to check the exact times, 21st, 22nd. It depends on like the time zones. But here in the US, it hits on the 22nd. And what that does is that gives us what they call the Rave New Year. And every year gets kind of a forecast. What are we looking at? What are the imprints for the year? So I'm going to go through that on the Rave New Year. I'm actually going to release a separate episode where I'll dive into all of that in much more depth. But just to touch on some of these themes, 2025 is going to be a year of, I think, again, we're coming closer to 2027 to these shifts that we know that we're seeing, where we're going to shift from the cross of planning into the cross of the sleeping phoenix. But we also have that like energetic pull that we're feeling, and we are shifting from Pluto that's been in Capricorn for, I believe it's 16 years or something. And now it's going to be, and now we're in Aquarius. Pluto's in Aquarius. So we have all of these changes and we have these adjustments that are being made. But the overall themes of 2025, they're going to be, I think it's another year of stretching us. I think it's going to be another year of change. I think it's going to be a year of progress. Because that is the big theme. Progress through experience that doesn't always look like progress while you're in it. Sometimes it looks like crisis. Sometimes it looks like chaos. So buckle up, buttercups. It's going to be an interesting year for sure. I am very optimistic about it because one of the things in my chart is I have crisis as one of like my main perspective themes in my chart. And one of the things that you learn if you have crisis in your chart, if you have crisis in your life, is that it does work out, that the experience somehow has something to offer you that maybe you just can't see in the moment. So those of us who have that, I think that our services are going to be very valuable to people, to all the people, particularly the ones who don't know how to navigate the choppy waters. And for those of us who have it, it might be a bit of an easier ride because we are no strangers to the rocky waves. And we know the secrets of managing that and navigating them and surfing the wave and really seeing what, progress requires. Progress is not logical. Progress, when we're talking about it in this instance, in this way, and the theme of 2025, when we're talking about it in that vein, progress is an emotional experience and it cannot be predicted, but it does have to be lived. It cannot just be planned. Over planning probably isn't going to get you there. This is going to be a year of action. This is going to be a year for collectively, for all of us, we're going to see a lot of action. We're going to see a lot of things. A lot of things are going to be tried, and some of them are going to fail, and some of them are going to be the next step toward the next thing. So in the spirit of that's collectively what we're going to be going through, because the Rave New Year is about everybody. It isn't about us personally necessarily. It's going to be, we're going to have our relationship to it because we're going to live through it, but it's not your personal chart. That's your solar return can tell you what's your year ahead. Cycle analysis can do that for you. But that's not what we're talking about here. This is what we're all going to be experiencing as a collective. Okay? But I took that into consideration and I kind of sat with it and I'm like, what does each type need to hear at the start of this year? What do I feel the generators need to hear? What do I really feel a manifestor needs to hear in order to be their best manifestor self in 2025? Taking all of this stuff into account and also just taking that perspective of each type and what they're here to do. And what I see the types in particular struggling with, and what's my message to each of you. So that's how I approached today's episode. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you stay for all of them, not just yours, and then bail on us, because you never know who might need this advice that you might know. So without further ado, let's dive into them, shall we? Okay. So generators, you're first. Generators, I really want you to stop second guessing yourselves, giving your energy away to others. Generators, this is going to be a year where you're going to have to be protective of your energy in the sense of not doing things just because you feel like you should. And that's obviously always a message that we have for generators. But I think what's interesting here is what might really benefit you is being discerning about who you give your energy away to, but then also being very selective and open to link arms with people. Generators, you're amazing collaborators because you need to respond. So if you're stuck this year, if you find yourself in frustration, if you find yourself just feeling like, I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do. I'm supposed to build things, but what do I build? If you find yourself in that predicament, then you may need somebody to hitch your wagon to for a little bit. You may need someone else to help you figure out where you're going. Now, that might be a coach, that might be something like that, or it might just be a collaborator and somebody who is doing something that you could lend your energy to. Don't be too proud to do that. You don't have to lone wolf it. You might find that this might be the year that's the learning experience that you need, so then you can continue to grow on your own and go your own way. So generators, this year, I want you to see the power in what you build, that you are here to build things. And if you find yourself stagnant for too long, really asking yourself, is there really nothing present here in my life? Or am I not really creating enough experiences that I have the opportunity to respond to things? Am I not really reaching out or open to relationships that could help further me and give me that inspiration of what to build, to get me going? I picture this like a lawnmower or a plane or something. Remember like the prop planes where someone had to stand outside and pull the propeller down to get it to start, and then they could start going, and then the plane could start moving, these old school planes. That's how I see generators sometimes. It's like that's the response. It's like somebody else has got to pull that propeller for you. The lawnmower, you got to pull that cord and start the motor, and then it's taking off on its own. That's very much generator energy. So are you putting yourself in a position where somebody's out there to pull that propeller for you, to spin it that first time? So generators, that's your message. Manifestors. This is a year of a manifestor. When I get into the Rave New Year chart, the Rave New Year has one channel and it is a manifesting channel. There's going to be a lot of manifestors born this year because of that, because it will be present in everyone's chart, because 35 and 36 that form this manifesting channel of transitoriness are going to be in these planets. They're in long-term planets for a while. So they're going to be around. That energy is going to be around for quite a bit. So a lot of people are going to be born with that channel. So this year is a manifestor. It is bold moves, and manifestors, I want to remind you, you are here to make bold moves, bold choices. You are here to dig your heels in and say, this is the hill I'm going to die on. To really voice your opinions. Don't let that hold you back. Don't let the fear that people will reject you or your ideas hold you back. Those are not your people. And you have to feel confident that when those wrong people get out of the way, that new ones will find you. But they can't find you if you aren't informing, if you aren't putting yourself out there, if you aren't saying, hey, I go this way. So this is the year. I mean, it's always time for you to be bold. But this is the year, I believe, where the energy is supporting that. The energy is supporting you in really making big things happen for you, your business, your life, whatever it is that's on your heart. And also permission to not care if people don't support you. There's a weird thing with manifestors. What I find is they're so afraid that they won't be, or I don't want to say every single one of them, but manifestors can be so afraid that people will reject them, that people will be off-put by their energy because that's been their experience. I spoke up and people shied away. I spoke up, or I showed up as all of me and I was just way too much for everybody in the room and I don't even know what I did. Like that's the fear that will happen again. But the other thing that's also true with a lot of manifestors is they also deep down really don't care. It's just a fear that they have that they'll do it. But deep down, if you really soul search, you don't really care if you lone wolf it. In fact, sometimes you prefer that. So can you set yourself up where maybe you need people less? Maybe you have a work style where you do get to pull away and then come back, but where you're not seeking approval. But I think what's funny about that is the fact that you don't care. I think a lot of manifestors that I meet feel bad that they don't care what people think. And they know that their jobs depend on being liked to a certain extent. There are ways that you can soften that in the sense that, you don't have to run people over, but do not, under any circumstances, hold back what you feel is right, the move that you feel is correct. This is a year of you owning it, really owning it. If the energy were ever supporting it, this is the one. Okay? Projectors. Slow down to speed up is what I have to say for you. Slow down. I want you to turn inward in the sense this year, and I want you to see yourself and then allow yourself to be seen. So many projectors have this fear, this frustration, this bitterness that they are invisible, that no one cares. I don't know what to do. And they tend to go, when I say go inward, I mean find your wisdom and trust it. And then allow yourself to be seen for it. Put yourself out there. Nobody will find you if you're hiding in your room, waiting for people to knock on your door. And you also do not need to go out and meet everybody individually and give and give and give. No. I want you to see yourself like your energy carries. The bigger you feel inside, the bigger your energy is, the more it is felt. And that is such a magnet for the people who are right for you. They will be so intrigued. You will be so seen. But it's allowing yourself to be seen and you seeing yourself first. Don't show up in weak energy or it won't carry. So this is the year that I really want you to tune into. What do I want to be seen for? And then pushing yourself to allow that wisdom, that genius to be seen out in the world, to put yourself out there. This is the year for that. And like I said, that theme of experience that may look like failure, you've got to be okay with that. I know projectors don't want to do anything. I mean, nobody really wants to do anything where it doesn't work. But projectors can be really protective over their energy. I don't want to do something and put energy into something that doesn't go anywhere. You're also going to have to trust that some of that might happen, but being seen will lead you to the people who will recognize you for something. So if you put something out there and it isn't exactly right, someone might recognize you for the thing that is, just by the act of you showing up. Okay? So this is the year you're seen. This is the year you allow yourself to be seen by yourself and by others. Reflectors. So reflectors, this is the year you give yourself permission to change and to want different things. Tune into yourself and tune into what you are feeling. I think society wants us to be the same thing. Society wants us to have a path, to stick to it, to be consistent, all of these things that you are not. So that in itself can be very conditioning, a high conditioning force for reflectors. Or for people who have a ton of openness in their chart, definitely have this as well. But certainly, as a reflector, you're more conditioned by the societal pressures than by individual pressures, unless you have somebody really putting it on you. That's where the conditioning comes from. Who am I supposed to be? And to go with that flow. I also see that what reflectors can do is they can hold back, similarly to what I was saying about the projectors. You can hold back so they don't waste energy, or they don't want to. I've burned out before. I did that work before. I don't want to burn out again, so I'm not going to do anything. That can be a real reflector thing, where reflectors can show up just in the fear of overdoing it. They'll do nothing. The antidote to that is, and the reason that that's so scary is because a lot of reflectors don't give themselves the permission to say, no more. I'm changing. I'm not going to do that anymore. This is the year, reflectors, that I want you to own your time, your energy. Nobody gets to take any of it without your permission. And just because you started something does not mean you have to finish it. Honor yourself, honor your energy, and speak up. Speak up. Whatever feels right to you. Trust that other people need to hear it. And you can be a beautiful example, but you cannot be good to yourself or any good to anybody else if you're showing up just getting sucked along somebody else's path. You have to trust that yours looks very different, and whatever feels right to you is right, and you cut off what doesn't feel right, and you unapologetically do that. Okay, last but not least, my Mani-Gen friends, my manifesting generators, this is for us. My message to you this year, have more fun. It is so essential. And the reason that I say this to the Mani-Gens, and I didn't make this part of the generators one, although it can always be part of a generator story too, but it's so important for manifesting generators because we could get real serious about stuff. We are so focused on what we want to create. We have this vision. We have all this energy. We don't know where to put it. And we forget to have fun. We forget to have a good time because the work is so important to us. And we desperately want to build something. We have so much energy that we can get so caught up in the work that we forget to have fun. And generally, generators are better at having fun than we are. In my experience, generators are better at taking off the work hat and finding joy and just being lit up by things and saying no to other stuff. And manifesting generators, we have a bit of a harder time with that. So my message is to have fun, have more fun in 2025. Slow down enough to truly connect with your vision. Truly connect with your vision and what you want to create this year, and be undeterred by the detours that come up, that get in the way. This is going to be a year of detours for everybody. This is going to be a year of what seem like maybe false starts. It's going to seem like we're moving in a direction, we're all excited about something, and then we get really disappointed because it doesn't live up to our expectations. Manifesting generators, we're kind of used to that. And that might lead us to detours or to things that looked like they were working and then we have to shift gears. If you're being a good manifesting generator this year, the energy actually might really work well for you. If you're getting good at being a Mani-Gen, which is being multi-passionate, which has a great deal to do with being undeterred by things not working, by realizing that the detours are our way, that the sidestep that we took because it felt good, there's that having fun. I just want to do it. It just feels like fun. It just feels like a good time. It feels like where my energy wants to go. That if you're good at trusting that progress on that winding road that manifesting generators have, you might be able to see greater progress faster because this kind of is our way. It really supports the way that we're meant to live, which is to say, it doesn't matter if it makes sense to everybody else. It doesn't matter if it looks like it failed. I learned something and I'm moving beyond this moment and taking what I learned with me. I don't need to know exactly, like, I think when we hear that we get a lesson from something that, and this is what I mean, why this is for the manifesting generators. When we hear that someone say, try something, have the experience, do the thing, get the lesson, and then the lesson propels you to the next stage. I think we can often feel like that is a stair-step thing. Okay, well, I was learning to make a shoe and then the shoe didn't come out the way that I wanted to, so I learned to make a better shoe through that mistake. No, it's not that on top of each other. It doesn't make that much sense in this context, in the energy that we're talking about this year. It's going to be more like the Mani-Gen path, which is going down a road and hitting a wall and then choosing another path and not knowing that first path where you hit a wall had any value to it at all. You just sort of file it away and you go, okay, well, maybe I'll use something from that experience later on. That's the Mani-Gen way. We put it in our pocket and we keep going, and then suddenly we are walking down another path. Someone asks us for something, or we encounter something comes across our path, and we go, oh wait, I have this thing in my pocket from this other path that I was on a year ago, and look, it fits perfectly here. That's the Mani-Gen way. We don't know what lessons will apply to the things that we do later, but it does start to come together for us. So we might be uniquely designed to navigate the energy that's in front of us this year. But my message to you is have more fun, trust your process, and still really make sure, because this is always a Mani-Gen message, really make sure that you aren't jumping without any sort of discernment about where your energy is going. So many manifesting generators can be so stuck on the vision and trying to get something done that they just do things because it makes them feel better than sitting still. Don't fall into that trap. If you don't know what to do for your work, go have fun. It will serve you more. Do what really feels good rather than sitting down and just being like, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. And trying to push the car. It will wreck your transmission. It will screw up the car. It will waste the gas. And it won't be there when you need it if you do that. So have fun. Be discerning. Really pay attention to where does my energy want to go. Think about the lessons that you have learned through all of the experiences and all of the multi-passionate paths that you've taken. There is gold in there, but we so often don't take time to even think about it because we're so busy. So really pay attention to that. So that's all I got for you guys. Those are my messages for each of the human design types for 2025, the vibe for each human design type for 2025. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that your message hit home for you. I hope that you're able to take it into 2025 and use it and put it into your mind, into your experience as you go through your days where this message is serving you and helping you to be more aligned in your path this year. I am so grateful to you. I am doing readings this year. So if you're looking to have your chart read so that you get a kickoff of what your human design can lead you to and how you can use it to best navigate your business and your life, please feel free to book one of those with me. DM me the word reading on Instagram. I'm at Nicole Leno Official. And you can book it right there, or you can go to my website and we will link that up in the show notes for you under the Work With Me section. We have all the readings there for you. So thank you for being here. Happy New Year to you again. And remember, in order to have an unshakable business, you must first become an unshakable human. So thanks for letting us help you become unshakable with human design, everybody. We'll see you next time.
If you love this episode and you're a fan of the show, please show us the love on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to the show and leave us a review. And if you'd like to connect with other entrepreneurs on their human design journey, join our free Facebook community, Human Design for Entrepreneurs. Go to nicoleleno.me/podcast links to join the group, book a human design reading with me, or access our free human design resources. We'll see you there.